My doctor's appointment can't be at 5:30 a.m.? Well, now they're all at 5:30 a.m. Edit. Wow. Thanks for the awards. Long-winded. Formatting. So years ago when I first sought out help for MDD and severe anxiety disorder, I worked for a small company that had 80 to 100 people at any given point in the year and had all my doctor's appointments scheduled at 9 a.m. as I got off of work at 7 a.m. It gave me time to get off work and get a shower. Well, one evening I got a call from my doctor's office and they asked if I could come in earlier for my appointment because the doc had something come up and she would be leaving at 9. So when I got into work, I informed my boss that I would be leaving early for a doctor appointment. You can't have a doctor's appointment at 5:30 a.m. That sounds like bullshit. Well, now instead of leaving at 5 a.m. I'm going to leave at 3 a.m. Now then, there was also a policy that if you took a partial day for a doctor's appointment you would be paid the whole day. So went to my appointment, stopped by the office on my way back from town after stopping to pick up groceries to drop off my doctor's note. And management flipped their shit because I must be a liar and forged this doctor's note. They went as far as to call my doctor and told them I forged her signature. She apparently took this in great offense that the company I worked for was this stupid and audacious. Cue malicious compliance. A few days later I got a call from my doctor's office and they asked if I could reschedule all my appointments to 5:30 a.m. as the doc was always in at 5 a.m. anyway. So for the next 2 years, twice a month, way more often than necessary, I would leave at 3 a.m. for my doctor's appointment, get home, get a shower, go to my appointment, spend 15 minutes there, and then go home, working only 4 hours and getting paid for 8. They tried to change the policy, but all of first and second shift threw a fit over it. Unfortunately, she retired last year, but her son makes a great doctor too. Make sure he's in on it too. Tears of joy, tears of joy. I think it's great that even though you're working night shift, you get to have your appointments during your day, with associated time off, just like daytime employees do. A couple of decades back in a job I am glad I no longer have, I had a boss who would schedule monthly staff meetings for after I was off work. Everybody else's contracts required that they attend staff meetings whenever called, and be paid for it. But mine didn't. We couldn't be paid overtime and the boss wouldn't acknowledge loo time. Around the same time I was having monthly doctor appointments that would take about 15 minutes. As a conscientious worker, I would schedule the appointments around my one coworker that I worked directly to ensure one of us was always there and that she'd get her lunch at her regular time while I would skip my own lunch. It was awkward and more work for me to coordinate and more stressful on the appointment days. But I was a team player. After one final chat with my boss about not being compensated for staff meetings, but being mandated to be there, I checked my sick time bank, tons of time, and checked my contract about medical appointments and realized I could use sick time for those medical appointments. Oh, and sick time could only be used in half-day blocks. Doesn't matter if you're gone for 30 minutes. If you're taking it as sick time, you lose half a day of banked sick time. So, I started purposefully scheduling my doctor appointments for 1 p.m. on the days of the staff meetings. I would show up for work the morning, leave for lunch at 12 p.m., go to my doctor appointment at 1 p.m. for 15 minutes and then go home using half a sick day. The staff meetings started at 4 p.m., the time I was off. But I was never there for them again. My co-worker's lunch was from 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. But because I was off on sick leave, covering her wasn't my problem. I don't think my boss ever realized that I somehow had medical appointments on the days of and missed every staff meeting for years. This is excellent MC and I thoroughly approve. However, your doc starts work at 5 a.m.? WTAF? Drop off my doctor's note. And management flipped their shit because I must be a liar and forged this doctor's note. They went as far as to call my doctor and told them I forged her signature. This company needs to be sued into oblivion. Glorious. My smile got bigger and bigger while reading. Thumbs up smile. I personally liked that they were pissed that a lowly graveyard shifter got to take advantage of a perk reserved for day shift people. How dare you benefit from the contract? This is malicious compliance. MC is, throw me in the briar bush. Quote. Wow, a doctor that doesn't make clinic hours like bank hours. I would have a tough time continuing to work for a company that would accuse me of forging someone else's signature. Not to mention calling my own actual doctor and reporting that I had forged their signature. Your manager must have been insane. Toxic work environment indeed. You can't have a doctor's appointment at 5:30 a.m. That sounds like bullshit. They clearly have not heard of all the bullshit involved in med school then. 5 a.m. appointment is not absurd for people that had to do years of 108-hour shifts. I like to imagine the malicious compliance went so deep she had her son become a doctor to continue this arrangement for you. Am nurse that works in a GP practice. We will do this for you if your boss is a dick. Just ask us. Most specialists have patient appointments scheduled early so they can do rounds at a hospital. I'm glad your doctor pushed for it, that's fucking awesome. To be perfectly honest, at least coming from someone in New York, USA, I have never heard of any doctor's office having an appointment that early. Personally, I would have thought it was bees too, but if they did have a doctor's note and if I called them and they said yes, I would let it go and be like, okay, you totally has an appointment that early. That last sentence. My wife was delivered by a well-known doctor in DFW back in '93. And he did all of our daughter's checkups. His son was actually the one that delivered our daughter as our primary doctor literally retired 36 hours earlier. This made me so happy. Smile. This is the second post I've seen where the doctors are doing the MC and I love it so much. These posts are my favorite. When another person also acknowledges stupid rules, management and willingly helps. Major shout out to the doctor.
If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. Epic Eracast is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.